Well, for more on this, I'm joined now in the studio by the former New York City Council candidate, George Onuorah. He was a Democrat, but his opposition to local Democratic politics in New York saw him cross the political aisle and join the Republicans. And George Onuorah joins me now in the studio. Thank you very much indeed for coming in.
Yeah, thanks, Charles, for having me.
So a relative newcomer, a young insurgent, as they call him, and a political family heavyweight going head-to-head last night. And I think what emerged from this first mayoral debate before the election showed what sort of vastly different visions the two men have for New York City. Well, what did you make of that debate between 33-year-old Zoran Mamdani, a Democrat socialist, and 67-year-old Andrew Cuomo, a former governor of the state of New York?
Yeah, I mean, Zoran Mamdani is not only that he's young, he's even younger than my daughter at 33 years old.
Well, that doesn't disqualify him, does it?
I mean, his experience is so thin compared to Andrew Cuomo. Andrew Cuomo has been in government. He has solid experience. He was Secretary for Housing and Urban Development during the Clinton administration. He was New York State Attorney General for 2 consecutive terms. He was governor of New York on the 3rd time until he was he resigned out of some indiscretion that took place. But to me, experience towards over thin resume. What Zoran Mamdani is selling is social media, effervescence that has no bearing. New York City is a city of 8.4 million people, and Zoran Mamdani has not even created one job. How is he going to handle the vast empire of businesses, the intractable issues that affects the average New Yorker? He's not going to do that.
You talked about the scandals. Of course, Mr. Mamdani has made a point of reminding voters of COVID-related and sexual harassment scandals that forced Mr. Cuomo to resign as governor in 2021. I mean, why should voters trust that he has the character to be mayor?
I mean, regarding the indiscretion or sexual accusation that was leveled against Cuomo, from what I know, a lot of those things have been retracted by those ladies that accused him of the misdoings, and that has been swept under the rug. And Cuomo, during the COVID-19 pandemic, was there every morning briefing New Yorkers and indeed the whole world about what is going on. So to lay the blame on those deaths on him is not a fair thing to do. COVID came and was ravaged communities, ravaged the whole city, ravaged the whole state. In fact, I live in Queens, Amherst, Queens. In one night, we lost about 15 individuals. That was the highest death rate in a single community throughout that pandemic. So it's something that nobody can, really control.
I mean, just returning to the debate, some of the issues they sparred over were affordability, dealing with Donald Trump. We had a bit of a clip there, and the Israeli and Palestine issue. Mr. Mamdani has emerged as the clear front runner who's ahead in the polls by double digits after having campaigned on sort of progressive issues like freezing rents, free buses, and universal childcare. But he's also come under attack for what his opponents call his anti-Israel views. I mean, how do you assess his chances?
Right now, Mamdani is, I will admit, that he's leading in the polls. I think it was 43 to Cuomo's 33. But in politics, a day is like an eternity. So I know that Cuomo is eventually going to close the gap. The election is November 4th. So we still have ample time. I'm speaking with people on ground. Yesterday, as you said, they had a very good debate, and Cuomo came out very strong, espousing his vision, his solid experience, and where he wants to take the city. And Mamdani is talking about taxing the rich, and who who makes the money that runs New York City?
Yeah, but he's ahead in the polls, so that suggests that that's what the people want.
Yeah, these are young people who have no inclination about politics. They're in social media. They're seeing this guy doing his theatrics, but Cuomo is supported by centrists.
Right. Well, let's talk about Cuomo for a minute. As you said, he's a centrist, but he has struggled to attract younger voters, despite his vast experience and his pitch for public safety and economic opportunity. He's actually running as an independent.
Yes.
After losing the Democratic primary. What were the highlights for you about what he had to say in that debate? Do you think he managed to narrow the gap?
I mean, in a couple of days, we'll see what the polls say, but I think he was able to forcefully articulate his vision, what he wants to do for New York City, if elected mayor. And Cuomo has experience. He has a solid resume. Let's go to what he has done. He has transformed LaGuardia Airport, the Mario Cuomo Bridge, and he was the one that increased the minimum wage, etc., etc. So experience is always, the most important thing in government,
right.
Governance. Yeah.
Okay, George, thank you very much indeed. George Onuorah. I mean, you're going back to New York very soon.
Yeah, I'll be going back to New York next week.
Okay. Well, George Onuorah is a former New York City Council candidate. He was a Democrat, but his opposition to local Democratic politics in New York saw him cross the political aisle and join the Republicans. Thank you very much.